Aikwe, Neknamalita, and this is my channel, The Midnight Librarian, and today I will be talking about my anticipated February releases. So far, so good. I'm still motivated to keep doing this. I'm actually really excited because it's actually kind of working, if that makes sense. So if you don't know, if you didn't see my January anticipated releases, I did do this as a quarterly video thing back in 2022. Got burnt out, didn't want to do the last quarter, didn't do it at all in 2023, and found I was missing out on a lot of anticipated releases, or 2023 releases. So to make sure I was aware of what was going on, I decided to do a monthly anticipated release video, with the understanding that I got burnt out with quarterly videos. So how are monthly videos not going to burn me out? So far though, so good. I've been really just excited to see some of the things I had talked about in my January release video popping up as available places of like, oh yes, I know what that is, I know what it's about, I do want to read it. So yeah, it's really cool. So yes, so far so good, really excited. So here's my February anticipated release video. Hopefully I can get this up sooner than I did my January one and not in the middle of the month. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First we have And Then There Was Silence. This is coming out February 5th by Cadence Robinson. I will say it's on my radar, but I am cautious about it. The cover is gorgeous. Love a good moth on the cover, particularly 2. However, reading the synopsis, the cover doesn't make sense to me. Following Sadie Hawkins, which that immediately kind of put me off. She has a dream of being a successful screenwriter. That dream is subtly halted when she finds the love of her life, has successfully died by suicide. I don't like the way Goodreads has it, so please just be warned if you do want to read the synopsis. I thought it was a little crass. After that, Sadie Hawkins ends up getting an unusual gift, a cabin absolutely loves. So she thinks this is a great opportunity to start back on her dream of being a successful screenwriter. In the woods, in this cabin that she absolutely loves, however, the woods are different. Shadows are following her. Secrets are coming out about the love of her life, and she is realizing that if she wants to keep her sanity, she can't stay in the cabin. It's on my radar, and I'm cautious about it. Next, we have February 6th, and we have The Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Another one that I'm cautious about. I read one Ali Hazelwood before, and that was The Love Hypothesis. Did not like it. Did not like it whatsoever. Even in knowing how Ali Hazelwood describes men, and knowing that it was a Kylo Ren Rey love fanfic. Didn't like it. Not because of those elements, because of other reasons. Yeah, cautious. So I'm cautious about this one. Bride seems to be Ali Hazelwood dipping her toe into romantasy. We are following the only daughter of a powerful vampire council member, and it seems that she is marrying a werewolf out of convenience, and it sounds also like it is a hate to love. That's all I really know. That's all I really want to know. We'll see how this goes. Also on February 6th, we have And then we have 14 Days. This is by the Authors Guild. This is an anthology of sorts, short story collection, and we have quite a big number of names in here. Celeste Ng, Emma Donoghue, John Grisham, R.L. Stein, Louise Erdrich, Neil Gaiman, Tommy Orange, Nora Roberts, what? 1 week into the COVID shutdown, tenants of the Lower East Side apartments building in Manhattan have begun to gather on the rooftop and tell stories. With each passing night, more and more neighbors gather and bring chairs and milk crates and overturned pails. Gradually, the tenants, some of whom have barely spoken to each other, become real neighbors. And as the Cameron-like serial novel, General Editor Margaret Atwood, Authors Guild President Douglas Preston, and a star-studded list of contributors create a beautiful ode to the people who couldn't get away from the city when the pandemic hit. A dazzling, heartwarming collection, 14 Days reveals how beneath the horrible loss and suffering, some communities managed to become stronger. So this one I'm very intrigued by. I mean, obviously it's on this list. I've heard folks say that they don't want COVID mentioned in books because books are their escape. They don't want to be reminded. Others are saying it's too soon to write about COVID. I am not one of those people. I am very much intrigued and interested to hear how others have been affected. And I do want to remember what happened to myself and my community. I don't know if it's a sense of not morbidity so much, but like it was definitely a lesson, not just for myself and my family, of what can we do to do better, what worked, what didn't, but also in terms of community wise. Next, we are going into February 13th. We have a slew just before Valentine's Day. We have The Fox Wife by Yang Chu. I'm really excited about this. I really enjoyed Ghost Bride by Yang Chu, and I didn't mind The Night Tiger. The Ghost Bride was definitely stronger for me, so I've been waiting for Yang Chu to get more out. So I'm excited for this. The Fox Wife is a historical fiction, which is pretty on par. Yang Chu tends to write nonfiction. This is Manchuria, 1908. A young woman is found frozen in the snow. Her death is clouded by rumors of foxes involved, which are believed to lure people by transforming themselves into beautiful women and men. Bao, a detective with a reputation for sniffing out the truth, is hired to uncover the dead woman's identity. Since childhood, Bao has been intrigued by the fox gods, yet they've remained tantalizingly out of reach until perhaps now. So, like I said, that's all I know. That's all I really want to know. I'm extremely excited about this. It's going to be real hard to keep my book budget in check for February. Next, we have The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. This is an intriguing cover, very striking, but we are following another historical fiction. January 1918, during the Great War, we are following Laura Ivan, who is a revealed field nurse, which I'm finding I like the perspective of field nurses during wars. But she is wounded and is discharged from the medical corps, leaving behind a brother still fighting in Flanders. Now home in Halifax, Canada, she receives a word of Freddie's death in combat, along with his personal effects. But something doesn't make sense. Determined to uncover the truth, Laura returns to Belgium as a volunteer at a private hospital. Soon after arriving, she hears whispers about haunted trenches and a strange hotelier whose wine gives soldiers the gift of oblivion. Could Freddie have escaped the battlefield only to fall prey to something or someone else? I think we also receive Freddie's perspective before he disappears, so it's a dual perspective of leading up to the event and what happens after. But I don't want to read that part of the synopsis just in case I get spoiled for anything. So we have The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. It's been a while since I've read a book about books. I definitely have to be in a mood for it. Maybe 2024 is the time for it. But we are following a bookseller, Cassie Andrews, in New York City, who is living an unassuming life when she is given a gift by her favorite customer. It's a book, an unusual book full of strange writing and mysterious drawings. And at the very front is a handwritten message to Cassie telling her that this is the book of doors and that any door is every door. What Cassie is about to discover is that the Book of Doors is a special book that bestows an extraordinary power on whoever possesses it, and soon her and her best friend Izzy are exploring the world. I think this is going to be a fun adventure. Also for February 13th, we have The Patient by Terry Terry. This is a thriller, though the cover made me think nonfiction, which is perfectly fine too. But we are following a young woman who ends up getting a donor heart. The donor of the heart, Flora, was viciously attacked and murdered. The donor of the heart follows the attack on the news from her hospital bed, reads every article, obsesses over every word, and can't understand why someone so perfect would be hurt by anyone. The Flora's family invites the donor of the heart to come visit. They live in this mansion, golden stones, sprawling gardens, but they're welcoming, warm, and tears are shining in the mother's eyes. And she is like amazed and heartwarmed, but only to find out that a vicious attack has happened to another patient who also received one of Flora's organs. Is it coincidence? We'll see. Next is the Kamigawa Food Detectives by Hisashi Kishawai, translated by Jesse Kirkwood. Kamigawa Food Detectives is the first book in the best-selling, mouthwatering Japanese series for fans of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I haven't read it. It is on my list. I tried listening to it via audio. It's not the way to go for me, so maybe I'll get them through interlibrary loan or something. What's the one dish you do anything to taste just one more time? Down a quiet back street in Kyoto exists a very special restaurant run by Koshi Kamigawa and her father Nagare. The Kamigawa diner serves up deliciously extravagant meals, but that's not the main reason customers stop by. The father-daughter duo are food detectives. Through ingenious investigations, they are able to recreate dishes from a person's treasured memories. Dishes that may well hold the keys to their forgotten past and future happiness. The restaurant of lost recipes provides a link to vanished moments, creating a present full of possibility. It sounds amazing. I love books with food in it. This one sounds even more like Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Also sounds like it would be really good. I mean, I don't mind coffee. It's not. I will say it's not my favorite though. Food though. Got me with food. Now we're moving on to February 20th. 20th one I've had on my radar for like over a year now, but that is Tempest of Tea, the first book in the Blood and Tea series by Hafsa Faisal, translated by Constance Wenz. So I've been curious about this. We Hunt the Flame has been on my radar. I haven't gotten to it, obviously. But on the streets of White Roaring, Arthi Casimir is a criminal mastermind and collector of secrets. Her prestigious tea room transforms into an illegal blood house by dark, catering to vampires feared by society. But when her establishment is threatened, Arthi is forced to strike an unlikely deal with an alluring adversary to save it, and she can't do the job alone. Calling upon a band of misfits, Arthi formulates a plan to infiltrate the dark and glittering vampire society known as the Aetherium. But not every member of her crew is on her side, and as the truth behind the heist unfolds, Arthi finds herself in the midst of a conspiracy that will threaten the world as she knows it. So, very curious about it. Like I said, I think it's been over on my radar for over a year since We Hunt the Flame series came out, so very curious about it. Love this cover. Very fun. Okay, next we have February 27th. The first is The Butcher of the Forest by Premi Mohammed. This is on my 24 of 2024 challenge this year. And this is another novella I read, The Annual Migration of Clouds. That was on my 23 of 2023 last year, by Premi Mohammed. The Butcher of the Forest, we are following a woman who has to save children from the forest, but these children also happen to be the children of a tyrant. So that's all I know. That's all I really want to know because it's a novella and I don't want to spoil myself or you. Lore of the Wilds is next by Annalie Sbrana. This is a debut. It's romantasy, has some fae in it. I'm not typically one for like people on the cover, but this looks so moody. We have 2 fae men and a human woman who is seeking power through a library. All I want to know. We have Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan. This is the first book in the Drowned World series. And this one just sounds, okay, oh my god. It's always going to be real hard to keep my budget in check. But this is adult mythology fantasy in a semi-submerged city. Supposedly perfect for fans of Jade City and the Bone Shard Daughter. I haven't read either of those, so. But in the semi-flooded city, humans are quite literally peering down from skyscrapers and aerial walkways on the Fathom Folk, sirens, sea witches, kelpies, and kappas, who live in the polluted waters below. We're following Heth siren Mira, promotion to captain of the border guard means an opportunity for reform. At last, she has the ear of the city council and a chance to lift the repressive laws that restrict Fathom Folk at every turn. But if earning the trust and respect of her human colleagues wasn't hard enough, everything Mira has worked towards is put in jeopardy when a water dragon is exiled to the city. This cover is gorgeous. This, like, oh my god, I'm really excited for this one. Okay. And then finally, I think the last one, and this is another historical fiction. The American Dollars follows Addie, a curious, sharp-witted girl who is enslaved alongside her mother, Senite, to a businessman in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Senite and her mother... Okay, I'm confused. Hold on. Because I thought Addie is the girl, but now it says Senite and her mother, Addie. Okay, whatever. They're an inseparable duo. Taking walks along the river, working together in the fields, and spending nights looking up at the stars, dreaming. Addie's favorite pastime is listening to Senite's stories of her family's origins, their fierce and rebellious nature, and the everlasting love that strengthens their bond. When mother and daughter are separated, Allie is left hopeless and unmoored until she stumbles into the Mockingbird Inn and meets Lenore, a free black woman with whom she becomes fast friends. Lenore invites Addie to join a clandestine society of spies called the Daughters. The courage instilled in her by Senite and help from these strong women, Addie learns how to choose herself. So begins her journey towards liberation and imagining a new future. American Daughters is a novel of hope and triumph that reminds us what is possible when a community bands together to fight for their right to live free. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, a lot of exciting books. I feel like my wallet is gonna hurt. It's not good because this is my vacation month. So I feel like it's gonna be painful, but we'll get through it. I'm super excited for it though. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching this far. Let me know if there's any anticipated releases in February that you're anticipating that I haven't mentioned, or if now after watching this, there's some that I've put some on your radar. Otherwise, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, let's go ahead and put a fox emoji, mostly because I'm thinking the fox wife, so I'm just excited. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are in the mental mindset to enjoy your reading, and I will see you in another video very soon. Cheers.